back.
Why?
Seeing is believing.
I saw what death was about to do.
In the split second before the world ended, Iris saw it all. 1968. The Skyview restaurant perched like a crown on the brand new observation tower, its glass floor gleaming under 1,000 twinkling lights. Young Iris stood beside her fiancé Paul as he slipped the diamond ring onto her finger. The proposal was perfect until a boy on the upper deck flicked a single coin into the night. Death caught it mid-air. The coin spiraled down, kissed by an impossible wind, and vanished into the ventilation shaft. It jammed a massive fan with a metallic screech. Below, oblivious couples danced across the glass floor while hairline cracks raced outward like spider silk. Paul laughed at something Iris said. Then the bolts began to snap. 1, 4, 3. The coin finally shattered a blade. It rocketed into a gas line. Blue flames licked the air, and the floor gave way. Paul plunged first. His fingers caught the edge of a reinforced pane, but the glass bowed under his weight. Iris screamed, lunging for him. Dancers became falling stars, clawing at beams, at each other. A woman on fire sprinted straight into the leaking gas. The explosion lit the night like a second sun. Iris survived by pure, screaming luck, only to watch Paul's grip fail. He fell smiling, still wearing the ring he'd just given her. 20 years later, in a sleepy college lecture hall, Stefanie jolted awake gasping. For 2 months, the same nightmare had clawed into her sleep. The boy, the coin, the woman named Iris, her grandmother's name, reaching desperately for a falling man. Stefanie had never met Iris. She didn't even know if the woman was alive. That night, she told her roommate everything. The next morning, she went home. Her father, Marty, froze when she asked about Iris. His smile was plastic. Her little brother Charlie shrugged and announced he was heading to their cousin's house for the weekend. Stefanie tagged along, suspicion burning in her chest. Marty's only warning before they left: don't mention Iris to anyone. At Uncle Howard's, the moment Stefanie spoke the words, Skyview restaurant, the air turned to ice. Howard and Aunt Brenda looked like they'd seen a ghost. After hours of pleading and cousinly pressure, the truth spilled out. Iris wasn't dead. She was worse. After Paul's death, she had shattered. She locked her children inside the house, convinced death itself was hunting them. The police eventually took her away. Years later, she began sending Howard and Brenda's kids, Eric, Julia, and Bobby, terrifying letters stuffed with crime scene photos and warnings, written in shaking ink. The family moved, changed numbers, tried to forget. But Stefanie couldn't forget. Not when the woman in those photos was the exact woman from her dreams. She stole the hidden letters. She drove alone to a remote mountain cabin, sealed like a fortress, spikes on the roof, tripwires on the porch, every surface rigged like a deadly puzzle. Through the intercom, a frail voice hissed, "Leave, now." Stefanie answered, "I'm your granddaughter." The heavy door creaked open. Inside, Iris waited like a ghost who had outrun death for decades. She smiled with cracked lips and asked about her daughter Darlene. Then, voice trembling, she told Stefanie the truth no one else believed. She could see death coming. That night in 1968, she had stopped the coin, won the crowd, saved dozens of lives. The tower never collapsed. The restaurant closed. But death does not forgive those who cheat it. So it waited. It hunted every survivor, one by one, in increasingly cruel and creative ways. Paul had been first. Iris had spent the rest of her life building traps against the invisible force that now had cancer eating her from the inside. She pressed an old leather-bound book into Stefanie's hands. "This is how you fight it. This is how you see the pattern." But Stefanie didn't want to fight ghosts. She wanted her normal life back. She left. Iris followed her onto the porch anyway, first time in 20 years. A sudden gust of wind, a compass fell, a fire extinguisher launched like a spear. It punched straight through Iris's mouth. Stefanie finally believed. The funerals began. Howard's family threw a barbecue to celebrate life. Stefanie read the book while the others laughed and toasted. She saw the pattern Iris had mapped, the exact order of death, the bloodline chain, the Rube Goldberg machines, death built from everyday objects. Howard's children were next. Then Darlene's Stefani and Charlie. One by one, they fell. Eric at his piercing shop, chain hooked through his nose ring, disinfectant igniting explosion. Julia, headphones in, tossed into a garbage truck's compactor like trash. Bobby, allergic peanuts and a vending machine spring through the skull. Howard, impaled by his own lawnmower after a single glass shard. Each death more inventive, more mocking than the last. Brenda finally confessed Eric wasn't Howard's biological son. That glitch in the bloodline had bought him a few extra hours. Now, only Stefani, Charlie, and their mother Darlene remained. They fled to Iris's mountain cabin, hoping the fortress could protect them. A coin slipped from the notebook and rolled into an old woman's hand on the roadside death's new toy. The car crashed into the cabin. Darlene died freeing her children from the wreckage, a falling light pole finishing the job with theatrical cruelty. Stefani and Charlie survived by the thinnest margin unconscious, revived, technically never dead enough to satisfy the design. A week later, they visited Charlie's girlfriend's house. Stefani pricked her finger on a rose thorn, exactly as Iris had in the dream. A red car idled outside. The girlfriend wore the same dress Iris once wore. In the distance, a train whistle screamed. Charlie grabbed Stefani's hand as the tracks buckled and the train roared toward them like judgment itself. They ran, but they already knew the ending. Death had waited 58 years. It had rewritten physics, orchestrated coincidences, turned coins and compasses and lawnmowers into weapons. It had claimed Iris, Paul, Howard, Darlene, every soul that had once cheated it at the Skyview. Now only 2 names remain on the list, and the train was still coming.